Good morning, good morning, good morning. Kalimera, everyone. How everyone's doing? Good morning, Kalimera, welcome. Every day is a good day. That's my favorite quote. I always start with this. How everyone is doing? Let me know down in the comments. Right. Let's put the music in the background to kill the silence. Give you more minutes for people to come and join us. It's just 9:30. The 29th of July, the end of the month. We're going towards the end of the month. Right. Good morning, Easy. Good morning, welcome. Yesterday we had the first attempt of US open market update by J-Rock and Bassman. I know it's the first attempt. They may feel that it's a little bit, stiff, but time will, take care of this, and they're going to become more smoother. It was a good attempt. More to come. Right. Okay. Let's start. Yesterday, what did we say yesterday? Yesterday, because of our timing, that was our focus point. And what happened? It broke out and it created that kind of structure. And for the people that are a little bit brave, they take the entry on the breakout. Other people will love to see and retest. Okay, that did not form a retest here. Later on, it decided to go above, and again, kind of not a retest. A lot of people will panic here. Okay, however, you need to remember, you never claim that G level. Okay, look at that huge wicks, right? Goes down, goes up, and here's the retest. Okay, and what was the target? The first TP was the 50%, the point of interest, and the second interest was the bottom of the range, the next G level. Okay, and you met your target around 9:30 in the afternoon, in the evening. So that was inside the US session. Right, that happened in the EU session, and that reached that goal, that target got hit inside the US session. And that was our final TP, to be honest, because we wanted to see what's going to happen within the range. Remember, that was our range, and we're leaving from the top of the range and coming down to the bottom of the range. Okay, so our daily target as an intraday trader or day trader, our target was that G level. Okay, we go from G levels to the G levels. Okay, we left from this G level. Our target was last G level was 117. We wanted to see if we're going to find support, and it looked in the night, okay, that it found multiple times as a support. Okay, bounce with a strong wick to the upside, went all the way up to the 50. Small retest here, continuation, and now is heading for the next resistance. Okay, now because of our timing, this happened while we were sleeping, so to say. Okay, so for us in the EU, we just wake up and found this price action. For the Asian session, they took this price to the upside. For the EU and US session yesterday, the price was going down. So you see different actions on different time zones and sessions. So that's why I say timing is crucial. It doesn't matter if someone in the morning wants to go short. The guy in the evening that he's in towards the Asia session, he wants to go long. So both of these scenarios playing very well. Okay, so it's not about being wrong and right. That's why we don't do calls in CIA. That is not because we don't want to give out calls. It's because we don't want to mislead people, and people with a different time zones and timing. People that they see my call right now, let's say yesterday, people that they joined me yesterday on the live, they could take this short, okay? But the people that will wake up 7 hours later in the US session, that will be already over, okay? And you can see that the token turn around, okay? It turn around and it wants to go long. So for these guys, it will not make any sense to go short because they've seen the market update that I've done hours ago. Okay, so timing is very crucial. That's why you need to understand your G levels, identify the G levels, plot the G levels correctly on your chart, lock them, and then you just need to make the right decisions based on your timing. Right, so next target, so to say, what is next? Well, now as we're speaking, we're half an hour before EU open, so we need to watch out and see what's going to happen, what price action is going to do in this G level. Okay, either it's going to get bounced and come down, or maybe it's going to try to recover, right, and then fall later, or it's going to recover, find support, and then continue to the outside, taking all this liquidity and heading once again 420. Okay, so all this liquidity that's been sitting here, that liquidity pool that we spoke about yesterday, you see that's been mitigated, and that's why our target was a G level and not further. Okay, now by saying that, it doesn't mean that if the token wanted to go lower, it wouldn't. It should, if there is, we cannot control the market. So if the token wanted to go and continue to go lower, there's nothing we can do about it. The only thing that we can do is make the right decision, and what decision will be to open a new short after that we found a resistance of that G level, and our next target is going to be the next G level lower, which is going to be around 115.8. Okay, but that did not happen. You see multiple support, not even a deviation, so a very strong support, and you see that very massive wick here, which is the abandoned wick. Abandoned wick means, the direction that is trying to go, it gets abandoned, the idea that it's trying to go up, and you see here it tried once again and it got pushed to the downside. So this is a reverse abandoned wick, which means it's not a reverse, it's an abandoned wick, which means that that idea to go down, it's abandoned, and now you see a strong buy. Okay, this is a strong buy event. A lot of people found that, hey, this is a support, let's push it to the upside, and that's what Asia did, push the price to the upside. Okay, so technically what they might do, okay, they might take out the let's say EU high, okay, because EU high is up here, so they might come up here to take the high of the EU and then come down later. That is a possible scenario. Another possible scenario is to stay here and trying to attack higher. Okay, another scenario is to not even trying to get the liquidity. It's going to get bounced from the G level, and technically it's going to give you a lower high. Okay, this is a high, comes down, a lower high, and maybe later by tomorrow, let's say, we may see a continuation to the downside. So possible scenarios. Okay, you can stay here all day and try to think about possible scenarios. It's going to be like never ending, right? So instead of us wasting time trying to guess what is going to happen, we just take the facts. Okay, now look at that, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. Okay, so in general we're losing steam to the upside. Okay, this is a low, a little bit higher low, and a lower low. Okay, so we have a deviation, we have a breach on 115. Okay, it recovered very quickly, but let's see if it's going to break all these structure. Okay, so in order to see that this is a possible reversal, so let me put an R there. If that is the case, okay, you would like to see that high, okay, whatever that is, comes down. You need to find a strong support and then come back and take out that structure. Okay, so before it's going to take that structure, he has to deal with that G level, which is 119, 176. Okay, so you have plenty of time to see what is the play out. Okay, how it's going to turn around. So first condition, you need to break this G level, find support, and trying to break the structure. Okay, and trying to attack 120 and 122. Okay, that is the first scenario and condition, so to say. I'm not talking about scenarios anymore, we're talking about conditions. The other condition will be failing to claim that G level, and then there's a possibility that's going to come down. Okay, once you see rejection, strong rejection, then your next target is going to be once again the 50% of the range and the bottom of the range, and there is a high possibility that's going to go lower. If it's going to get rejected here, okay, that means the high is very strong and the low possibly is going to be weak. Okay, It's a week low. So we're going to see that in time. Okay, but so far so good, because yesterday this is what we wanted. We wanted to leave from the top of the G level to the next G level lower, 117, and this is what exactly happened. So I hope you made some profits. I hope you booked the profits. Good morning everyone. Haha, live already, Mike J says. Yes sir, we're trying to keep it, in a nice timely manner. Right, okay. Welcome everyone. Right, let's have a look a little bit on ETH. What ETH is doing. Technically, zoom out a little bit. This is a 90-minute. Let me go to 6 hours. Technically, we are in a range. Okay, so Bitcoin is in accumulation phase. Okay, so keep in mind you can trade the range. This is what we did yesterday, from the bottom of that G level to the bottom to the, let's say, from the top to the bottom of the range. We've got two G levels, 119, 117. Today is returning. Let's see what's going to happen today. You know the conditions. Break above the G level or get rejected. Let's have a look on ETH. What ETH is doing. ETH did the same thing, right? So it tried to break above 3,871. It fell. It came all the way down and stopped exactly on G level lower, 3,746. So if yesterday you were trading, let's say, Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, because let's say that Ethereum is more exciting these days. Okay, so by losing that G level, taking that entry and go all the way down, you see that you took, let's say, roughly, I'm going to do a roughly estimation after the breakout, and let's say that you took that TP exactly on that G level is just a little bit above 3%, okay, 3.1. So let's say 3%, take out the fees, do that on 20x, that is 60%, right? If you do a 10x, that is 30%, okay, which is more than your daily target. Remember, our daily target is 20%. Ethereum gave you that, okay, in one go. Now, how long did it took? Let's measure how long did it took. So roughly we're going to stop here and we're going to stop there. So it took about 13 hours. Okay, it's like a day trading. Okay, it's not actually intra-day, but day trading. Okay, now we see that it bounced off from 3,746, and it's turning around. It's trying to push to the upside. Okay, now you can have these as your focus point. Let me go a bit higher time frame. Yeah, 6 hours is not giving us enough data. Around, yeah, why not? Let's measure these. We're not going to measure, but let's mark this area. So that is going to be our focus area. Okay, go back to 15 minutes and say, hey, this is my focus area. Kind of, yes, you met my target, you came back, and this is my focus area. So what are we going to do now? Well, it just broke out the range. Okay, let's say that you identify a range that happened during the night. Now you wake up, you open the chart and you say, hey, what data can I use for me to anchor my focus point? So there it is. Okay, that's happened in the middle of the night. Okay, so now you have a breakout. Now, if you're brave enough, okay, you can have an entry here, right where it is, exactly where it is, and your next TP is going to be here, right? It's only 1%. This is the data that we have right now. And your invalidation point is coming back inside the range. You can bounce above the range, but you don't want to go inside the range. So I'm going to have my stop loss inside the range, right? So that is 1.36. Not a lot of big deal. Okay, I understand that. Your stop loss is 0.04, right? So quick calculation. We want to risk maximum 5% from my capital. Divide that by 0.04. That gives you 12.5. So round this number down, that is a 12x leverage. Okay, by hitting the TP times 136, it's going to give you 17%. Okay, just under your daily target. So if you go up in plan, that is going to give you 17. If it goes down, you're going to lose just 5%. Okay, that's the reason that we do this calculation. Now, If that is going to get invalid very quickly, let's say that's going to turn around and get inside the range, okay, you want to minimize the risk and you want to get out as soon as possible, okay, because you don't have a retest, okay. This is a cheeky entry, this is like a brave entry, and you want to maximize, okay, the possibility that it's going to go all the way up here before a retest. Maybe it's going to do retest a bit higher, okay, and you're expecting the retest down here, but the retest happens further, so it means you're going to have a delayed entry, okay, more safer entry, but it's going to be more delayed. If there is a momentum that Asia looks like it has a momentum to the upside, you don't want to waste it, right? So you have a breakout, this is the time that you want to get in. Give me 1 second, guys, the phone is ringing. Right, okay. Sorry about that. This happened in the live. Phone calls. We have a side survey today, so I'm expecting people to come around. So a cheeky entry, a brave entry, as long as it stays above the range, everything's good. If it's going to be a fake out, like those ones, and then it's going to get inside the range, then you want to get invalidated and you don't want to be trapped, okay? So you can go to a smaller time frame and you can have a closer look and say, hey, where is my, my validation? Your validation is for you to see that it's going to come in and get rejected. If it kind of comes in and then it gets rejected, then there's no point for you to hold that long and be trapped. Now it's going sideways, okay, no problem. You're going to monitor this area, okay, super tight area, okay. This is like zoomed in on a 5 minutes and see what's going to happen as a progress, okay. This is not a focus area for you to enter. We pretend that we already entered, okay. So this is the area to determine the progress, the quality of our trade, okay. Is it going to continue with momentum or not? Are we going to see coming out, okay? So if we're going to see this coming out, okay, we're going to be a little bit on alert and we're going to see the reaction inside the range. Are we going to stay outside or are we going to get inside, okay? Now, if it turns around while your stop loss got hit, it's fine because you did the risk calculation. You don't want to risk more than 5%, okay? So that line here is 5%. If it goes and turns around, it's not a problem because you're going to enter again once it's going to break out, because again, the tokens have timings. Sometimes they're trying to get out, like this timing here, and the timing wasn't right, okay? It got in again. In trying to go out, the timing wasn't right. It got up, it got in again. Now it got out, maybe the timing is right. Okay, maybe for the third time it's not right, and then the fourth time is going to be the right one. You don't know which time, which attempt is going to be the right one. Okay, all we want to see is a continuation to the upside. So we're going to play, we're going to monitor this, right? Just to see the progress. If it's going to break out, good news. If it's going to break down, it's kind of interesting. Okay, let me, you're not going to change anything. Okay, you're not going to change anything. You're just going to leave it. Okay, and to see how that goes. Plan and prepare. Okay, and you just go step by step, level by level. If it wants to continue, okay, if it wants to continue, you can open another trade and then try to target another G level. If it finds a rejection, then you can open a short and come back possibly to these levels. Okay, which is going to be kind of the 50%. Let me see. Is that the 50%? Roughly it is in the 50%. So you want to see what it's going to do in this area. You see, this focus point is exactly on the 50%. We just broke the 50%. We just want to stay above the 50%. So anything below 50% is invalidation. So your plan is good. All you need now is Ethereum to behave. You need volume to continue. That's all. Okay. Right. Ethereum. Yesterday it was short. Today maybe it's looking for long. We just need a volume to continue our direction. Asia has another 2 hours to complete. Okay. To close the sessions. And we've got another 10 minutes for the European session to open. Let's have a look on ETH and Bitcoin and look at that. Another lovely, let me go to a higher time frame. This is 15, but it's still fine, still fine. Look at that. This is Ethereum against Bitcoin. And you can see now that Ethereum is pushing to the upside, which means it's trying to overperform. It's not trying. It's overperforming Bitcoin right now. Okay. So ETH has greater move than Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin may give you a slow move. Ethereum is looking that it's picking up momentum. That is looking good. That is looking good. What is, what the chart is telling us here on the higher time frame? Higher time frame, we still have a cross down. Look at that. Yesterday was pushing down. So that 7-day stochastic RSI is still looking as a short. Okay, possible bearish divergence. Now, what does it mean? It means that it's a high possibility that later today, maybe we're going to get rejected and then it's going to come down. Or maybe it's going to do a fake out and then it's going to come down if the stochastic RSI wants to give us the bearish divergence warning. Okay. Why bearish divergence? Let me go back. Sorry about this. Why? Because we have a high that happened in May, right? And low high that happened in July. So let's go back. Zoom out a little bit. Let's do 12 hours time frame. And where is May? Oh, this is July only. So May is down here. No, where's May? May is around here. Okay, so zoom out. So let's say the highest of May is down here, and this is a high. Okay, this is May, this is July. On the stochastic RSI, it's the other way around. Okay, you have a high, a low high. So what is this? A bearish divergence. Okay, so that is a bearish divergence. We need to be careful. Okay, we're not going to take everything granted. We go level by level. So there is a possibility now that it's going to get rejected and then it's going to come down and come lower. Look at these lows. Low, equal low, lower low. That's the moment, right? It's pushing up, really good recovery, but it failed to stay above 119. Okay, compared to these highs, compared to these highs, compared to these highs, it's failing. Okay, so yes, we are in a range, we are in accumulation. There is a possibility that we may visit a bit lower. Okay, we have nice imbalances, a liquidity pool down here, 113, still waiting. Okay, and also, if I do remember correctly, we have a CME gap. So here we go. CME gaps. Speaking of which, there's no new gaps, but the one that is lower and waiting for us is 113,870. Okay, so there is a possibility that it's going to come down to mitigate that CME gap later this week, next week. We're going to see. Right, ETH. Let's see the progress of ETH. Okay. It's looking that it wants to break out from this little level. We want to see a continuation, and ideally I would like to see breaking of structure. Okay, this is a 5 minute. I want to break this highs, okay, to be convinced 100% that this trade is going to work out most likely. Okay, sometimes be a little bit brave and risk a little bit, have a cheeky entry. It's going to do good sometimes. Okay, I will say majority of the times. But you need to be alert. You need to have your stop loss tight. Okay. If let's say that Ethereum is going to break the structure and continue to the upside, then you can bring your stop loss above breaking even or just below that focus box, which means you're going to de-risk yourself. Okay. That is going to be later. After it's going to break. After it just happened. It just happened. Okay. Push to the upside. We want to see that it's going to stay above that. Okay. Again, not in a rush. We just want to stay above that structure. We don't want to see a fake out. Okay. We want to see continuation. Okay. Others. Let's have a look on others. Okay. Others had a little bit let's say pullback, a correction, a retest. That was a high, came down, pushing up, equal highs, right? And it's coming down for a retest. If that is the point that it wants to turn around and push to the upside, technically this is a higher low. So maybe we have another attempt for the altcoins to start pushing, and that chart, okay, others against Bitcoin, it means that the altcoins, they're gonna overperform right now to Bitcoin. So they're overperforming Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is doing consolidation, right? And then the alts, they are running. So the higher goes, the better. It means the alts are building up again, once again. Okay, what is the next G level? 0.129, okay, almost 0.13. So you need to pay attention what the alts they're going to do once they're going to reach that G level. Everything is based on the G level, okay? No surprises, no more any surprises. Right, let's have a look a little bit on VIX. VIX is still inside the range. Look at that. It's ranging, which means there's a stability inside the market right now, okay? There's no strong bullish news or not a very strong bearish news. We're going sideways, so there is no panic into the markets right now. This is not only crypto space, okay? This is not crypto space, this is generic markets. And you can see that we have ranges like levels. We've got green, we've got yellow or amber, whichever color you prefer. We've got red, and white is like extreme panic, okay? White is like panic zone. Anything above 35 is a panic zone. So we are between 12 and 18, 15, right, currently. So that is the normal, okay? 12 is quite, anything below 12 is like boring, what's going on here. Very rarely, you see that VIX going under 12, okay? Sometimes it does, but very rarely, okay? Majority of the times you can see that it goes up and up and up, all right? Major events create these spikes. You want to call it, war, you want to call it COVID, recessions, bad meetings from the Feds, you name it. That is going to create spikes. Go down to 15 minutes because we want to monitor what is happening right now as we trade. Okay, we're still inside in the green zone, which is good. We just want to monitor that area to see, any changes. We want to pick up the changes as soon as possible. Okay, so let's have a look at bits on ETH. Okay, it's looking good. ETH is looking good. We just want to see that, okay, it's respecting that structure, so that still goes. We need a little bit more momentum. We just need a little bit of volume. We need movement, right, to keep going, keep pushing until our next target was going to be that G level up there. Okay, go back to 15. There you have it. Right, there you have it. So that is a small trade. That is a 12x leverage. If it goes up there, it's going to give us 17. If it goes down here, we're going to lose 5. So far, it's looking good. We had the cheeky entry because of the breakout. Okay, so far it took the previous highs. That's nice. It took that high out. It's out. Okay, it took that high out. It's out. So let's see what's going to happen in this section. Okay, so far so good. Let's see how Asia is going to close the session. They've got another 2 hours. Okay, now we may see a little bit withdrawal. Let's say a little bit of withdrawal because due to the fact that we have EU opening, right? So we need to pay a little bit of attention to this area. That's it from the majors, guys. Let's have a look a little bit on other tokens. Like, let me go to XRP and Solana. Let's have a look on the other guys here a little bit. Let's have a look on Google. Google is doing quite well, right? Look at all these levels. G levels is claiming and jumping and going up and up and higher. That's looking good, right? So not too bad. What about Tesla? Tesla is in, bouncing and playing around with our G levels. Is Elon Musk watching this? Right, look at that. Okay, cool. Key levels 351 and 282. We're just expanding, and there you have it. Okay, G level to G level. That's all. XRP, let's have a look on XRP. So yesterday we had two scenarios. Either we're going to break above or break lower. It broke lower and it went all the way down to another G level. Look at that, 313 turning around. We have some deviation. Okay, that's not looking very nice, not very healthy. Okay, we have some deviation. It's trying to recover. Let's see later what it's going to do. Now, same scenario plays in on your conditions. Trying to claim and trying to go above and stay above, all right? So you need to, what you can do for XRP for the time being, let's say that you're watching XRP right now, you know you don't have any trades open. Okay, so break this down, find the 50% and see, you know, what it's going to do in these levels. Okay, there it is. That's your 50%. Okay, it's coming down. Let me see. I mean, this is 1545. I mean, I can't get any range. Okay, can't get any range. I mean, technically that is a small tiny range if you want to control this area, so to say. Yeah, okay, yeah, why not? I mean, it's trying to break out. You don't know if it's going to be a fake out. You have to deal with these highs and these highs over there. So wait and see how EU is going to open, and maybe you're going to get retracement and go higher. Okay, right. I am a little bit in a hurry because I got people coming for a site survey. I'm gonna leave this here as it is for XRP. So give it a few minutes after the EU open, and let's see how that's gonna work out for you. Okay, Solana. Let's have a look at a bit of Solana. Solana is turning around. We need to expand the G levels. 150. No, it needs more. 300. There it is. Another 300. Another 300. There you go. So you can see that Solana is trying to recover from 182 and trying to head higher. Now, this is in the middle of nowhere, trying to find the 50%. Okay, so here's your 50%. See how it's going to react, and if it's going to claim that 50%, then you can open another trade and trying to jump at least 2 G levels. Okay, let's see if it's going to target these guys up here. So if it's going to claim, fine, that's your first TP or point of interest. Fine, that is getting stronger, then that's going to be your next TP, and then that's going to be your next TP. Okay, if that is going to get rejected, coming down and losing 182, then you're going to open a short to continue lower. Okay, you got your G levels in place. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for today. A short market preview, 36 minutes. That's a record. Right, okay, sorry about that. I'm going to post a few charts later. I'll see you later today. And remember, every day is a good day. Yeah? Be safe. I'll see you around.